What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323 TREV2323. Today we are going over these Lepower eco-friendly motion light security light multi-angled head. This is it right here. It uses 39 watts, but it's supposed to be 3,500 lumens with a color temperature of 5,500 to 6,000. Okay, now these right here are fully adjustable. They could adjust this way or they could adjust this way, so that's pretty cool. This is adjustable also. The one thing I could already say I don't like about this is it don't have a dusk till dawn with it. Okay, so I thought it was gonna have a dusk till dawn. I figure all of them by now had a dusk till dawn. This one does not have a dusk till dawn, but that's gonna be okay because it's gonna be mounted to on and off switch. Two of them are gonna be put together. Okay, it has on the bottom the sensitivity low, medium, high, and 120 seconds, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, and test. So we're gonna have this one 120 seconds, this one low, medium, high. What it does come with, it comes with your gaskets, the plugs, 2 screws, and your mount right here. And the back of it, it comes with your hot, your neutral, and your ground right here. Okay, since we are putting this on vinyl siding, I just go buy separately a siding mount kit for 5/16 lap. I know I should have got one for the Dutch lap. This is the siding it's going on, but I'm not going to go back and get a new one. What I'm going to do is actually probably just if I have to cut, if I have to use caulk. But these mountings, they got their own knockouts, and where you could screw the ground together. I am going to ground everything together, and with these mounts right here, you mount the light on here and they mount to your vinyl siding. See, actually it's just a tad bit off. Okay, so it's gonna get screwed into the vinyl siding. I'm actually gonna screw it to the vinyl siding, probably using these right here. But see, the Dutch lap probably would have worked. This is a little bit off, but it's gonna get screwed from the top because I'd rather have the top flush and then caulk the top so no water, and let the water drain from the bottom. This right here has one screw in the center. That's all it has, is one screw in the center. Well, it's going to screw to the bar, and it's going to get mounted on this right here, and then that's how it's going to look. So it looks a lot nicer and a lot neater, but actually it's going to get screwed and mounted to the bar. So I'll be back with you. We're going to do some oil changes and mount this later. I put the screws through with a screw gun because who got time to wait, right? So I'm going to get a hacksaw and cut those screws even, because this centerpiece is what this is going to get screwed to right here, but these two are what you're going to shoot your screws through to hold it into your house right here. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these down right here, and then I got to screw these in and knock one of these knockoffs out. It's probably going to be this one to get on the side of the 2x4. What I want to do is have it centered in a window, but I know there's a 2x4 right in the middle of a window, so I got to kind of drill a little angle so the wire can come through right there. All right, so I drilled a pilot hole from the inside to the outside, and this right here is gonna go like this. Okay, so the pilot hole is actually a little bit higher than where I want this, but let me see. It could go right there. If the pilot hole goes right there, put this down. It'll sit on the lap right there. Okay, I want this centered on the door, and you could tell it's centered on the door because that's the center right there. This is a little bit high. I wanted it below this right here when it shows, so I was thinking right there. The pilot hole's all the way up top though, right there, so I'd actually have to drill a little bit lower, but I already drilled out behind there. Let's see how much room I got back here. The pilot hole is probably about in this general vicinity, so I could actually cut this out, but there's a knockout right here, so that's technically where the knockout's supposed to be. It'd be perfect if I put it right there. It'll, to align with the knockout, it'll have to be right here, but that's not on a thing, so it could be right here. And one reason why we want these kind of really high is because try to see how I have to base it is because when these 3,500 lumen ones are really kind of mounted on the garage low, everybody's like this. So that's why we want it kind of high. So I am going to put the higher one up. So that's the hole right there for the higher one up. So I'm actually going to drill up coming down on that one right there. That's the pilot hole. Center. This is gonna be centered. Now I'm gonna knock out this knockout, and I'm gonna go in and probably just fill in that little pilot hole. But I got a general idea of where I'm gonna be. That pilot hole actually could fill in right there. I gotta shoot a screw in here and here anyways. But I'm gonna knock this knockout out, and that's where I'm gonna drill it in. Back on the inside, that was the hole that I thought it was gonna go in, but it actually didn't fit the mount. So that's why I drilled the other hole, and I'm gonna fill that other one in with caulk and insulation and fill in this through now to go to the other side. And I can mount everything, but I'm gonna caulk this in when I'm done. I'm gonna caulk all this in too, because you don't want any air leaks. So I'm really good. I've been caulking the heck out of all this because we live in the Midwest and it's getting cold. All right, so I put one of the red caps in here so the wires don't get smashed in on this. Then I put the lock to hold that in place, and this is the nut for the knockout. I'm trying to do all this with one hand. So you put this into your knockout right there, and then you screw that on right there, and that's not going to go anywhere. And then when I push it back in place, the inside's not done yet, so when I push it back in place, that piece will sit flush with here, and then I got my wires right here. Okay, the knockout is locked in, and I got my 3 wires connected right there. So what I'm going to do is screw the box in now to get the box held in place. Then I can put my ground to hold on everything else. Okay, so here's the outlet right here, and this is the gasket that comes with it. You got to fill it apart. I want to hook the grounds together first. Well, really I could just tie all the wires together, because that ground is actually grounded to the box and grounded to the main. That box has a ground on the box, but it's a plastic box, so I'm grounding it to the main, and that's where I'm going to ground it from. But when you screw it in, you screw the top and the bottom, but that's what gets you your levelness and whatever, because you can see I'm going to take you up here right now, and I'm caulking it off from the inside. But this bottom part right here has a weep hole anyways. That's a weep hole in the bottom, but you see it's not completely flush, but it's like very good in there. I use construction screws, one all the way in top, one all the way in the bottom. I got the knockout with the protector in there, and that ground is actually going to be grounded to the main. So either way it goes, I'm gonna hook the yellow and green as the ground, and there's a neutral in that. It's all the exact same thing right there. And then there's one screw out the center. Okay, so we ain't gonna be able to see the magnitude of this until tonight, but I'm gonna caulk all the way around it with a top. You don't caulk the bottom, you leave the weep hole there, because if anything gets up there, you do want it to be able to get out. So I'll probably just caulk from up here to around. But here's the motion sensitivity right there. This is the lights, and then I will probably have one down, one towards that way, and then this one a little bit that way. You can kind of focus these how you want them, but you know, I don't want them to, you focus these how you want them. I don't want to disturb the neighbor too much. So and this of course you want down to pick up whatever motions in the area. It could go that way or it could go that way. I just want this one down because I'm going to have another one on the other side of the house to get that. Yeah, what? Okay, so that's as low as that one can go. Oh no, okay, right there. And then these can focus to wherever you may want these. Now we don't want to create a blind spot, and like I said, we're gonna have another one on the other side. So we're gonna go like this right here, and then we'll check it out tomorrow morning. Either way, that's installing the Lepower, and we're gonna go ahead and check it out tomorrow. Or I could even plug it in the wall to check it out tonight. Going, just to be sure, the screws are going in the outside holes. The outside holes, the biggest ones. I mean, not the biggest ones, the highest ones. That's where the screws for this are going. And instead of cutting them with the hacksaw, I wind up just getting the angle grinder. Now if you're to screw these in by hand, it's gonna take you forever. So just use a screw gun to get those screwed in all the way through. And I just kind of lean it off the table so it can go all the way through.